Hey guys, how's it going? It's on 4 here, and welcome to another episode of Subscriber Loadouts. In this series, I use loadouts used by you guys. You suggest the loadouts in the comment section of previous episodes of this series. Then I select one and go and play around with it for a couple days. Then I come back here and tell you what I think of the loadout. Anyways, let's get this episode started. This week's loadout comes from Thomas Mac 1 and he suggested the SPY loadout. We're gonna be using the recon class for this one. The primary weapon is gonna be the CS5 with a rifle scope, a variable scope, CS5 suppressor, and the straight bolt pole. For the secondary, we're gonna have the Deagle 44 with a mini red dot sight, laser sight, and a standard barrel. For the first gadget, we're gonna have the PLD. For the secondary gadget, we're gonna have the M19 Claymore. For our grenade, we're gonna have the Argo Impact. And for the field upgrade we're gonna be using in this loadout, we have the Spec Ops. The primary weapon, the CS5 sniper rifle. It's not a bad rifle. It's an okay rifle. It's kind of like in the middle. But the weapon does have one major fault, and that's what kind of keeps it from being as good as another sniper rifles. And that is that the CS5 has the slowest bullet speed of all the sniper rifles. And to that you still gotta add the increased bullet drop that the silencer does. So for these reasons, you kind of see why people would wanna use another sniper instead of the CS5. While I was playing with the sniper, what I found out is that it's more effective at close range, of course, because of the slow bullet velocity and the high bullet drop. Most of the time while I was playing, I just kept it at 8x scope for that reason. And the times that I did use the 40x scope, it was usually to snipe snipers that were just camping and were not moving. And the times that I did try to use it on moving targets, it was just really hard. You really have to lead them and you have to compensate for the bullet drop. And it's just not a viable thing to do. And the one thing that the silencer does good for this sniper rifle is that when you're firing your weapon, you won't be in the radar. So you can fire your weapon a couple times in the same spot until you get a kill or two, then move along, get 2 kills, move along, and you will never show up in the radar, making it extremely difficult for enemies to know where you are. The auxiliary we had in the sniper rifle, it was a straight bolt pole, which really helped, especially when you wanted to get that second shot off, because not every shot's gonna be a one-hit kill. So being able to shoot a second time without exiting the scope view, it was really useful. That's why I always recommend using the straight bolt pole with any sniper rifle. For the secondary weapon, we have the Deagle. And what else could I say about the Deagle besides it's freaking amazing and it's probably too good. The optic we're going to have in the Deagle 44 is the mini red dot sight. The mini red dot sight is really clean, really easy to use, and it's always useful. I actually really like the mini red dot sight and I use it in most of my pistols. For the other accessory in the Deagle, we're gonna have the laser sight that will allow us to have a tighter hipfire spread and thus making our hipfire more accurate and giving us a higher chance of getting a hipfire kill. Moving on to the barrel on this weapon, we're not gonna have anything special, it's the standard barrel. And the Desert Eagle, guys, it's a really good weapon. I would definitely recommend you guys using it. It's really powerful, it's really accurate, and it has the largest magazine of all the high power pistols. So if you guys haven't given the Desert Eagle a try, I really recommend that you guys do. Moving on to the first gadget on this loadout, we have the POD, or the Portable Laser Designator. The POD is mostly useful for 2 major things. The first one is locking into vehicles. If you maintain the lock on a vehicle, friendlies with missile systems will be able to lock onto the vehicle. Missile systems are kind of like the tow missile, the guided shell, the javelin, stuff like that. But locking onto vehicles is not the only thing the POD could do. It's also really useful at spotting enemy infantry. For example, if there's a sniper shooting you and you don't know exactly where he is, but you kind of have a general direction where he might be, you can just look to the POD and kind of see where he is. Don't stand around with it because you're probably gonna get shot by that sniper. So kind of move around with it a little bit and you'll be able to spot the target. For the second gadget on this loadout, we have the M18 Claymore. And guys, we know what the Claymore does. You put it down, launches 3 wires. If one of those wires are broken, the Claymore blows up when there's usually a bad guy right in front of it, so you'll get a kill. It's really useful to cover your back when you're sniping, or used to put it on somewhere where you don't want the enemies to be. So it's really useful, especially when you're sniping. Moving on to the grenade on this loadout, we have the Argo Impact. The Impact seems to be pretty popular with you guys because you used it yesterday on a lot of loadouts. But the Impact's pretty simple. You throw it, once it makes contact with a surface like a wall or just the ground, it will blow up. It doesn't do 100 damage, it does 80, so you'll probably need 2 of them to kill a guy, unless you direct impact him. Impactception. Oh, you see what I did there? I know, it's a lame joke, but screw it, it's gonna stay in. And the last thing on this loadout is the field upgrade, which we have the Spec Ops. For the first level of the fuel upgrade, we're not gonna be able to be detected by motion sensors, which is really nice when you're trying to sneak up behind some guys. For the second level, the maximum amount of C4 we're allowed to carry is increased. It's not that useful with this loadout because we're not carrying C4. Level 3 will increase the maximum inventory we have for our motion sensors, and will also increase the range the motion sensor has by 40%. And for our final level, level 4, we have quick on spot, which reduces the time you'll be spotted by 2 seconds, which is really useful. You never want to be spotted. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and remember, if you want to see your loadout, just put it down in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video.